So fascia gets stuck and get glommed. And we'll be using our practice this morning to open up areas with different props and with our breath. So rest your palms wherever they feel comfortable. Allow the shoulders to descend down your back. Close your eyes. Allow them to soften, perhaps gazing down towards the nose. Heavy in the seat. And begin allowing the inhalation to slide underneath your skin, the subderma. So this would be the superficial layer of fascia. And can you just sense how it feels as air's gently flowing in and out of the nostrils to sense the slide of the inhale right below the skin surface, just tracing it under the scalp, face, hands, fingers, feet. Noticing breath flow in the body, how it moves. Jaws relaxed, lips and teeth soft. And allowing the breath to deepen into the deeper layers of tissue, to the deep tissue, deep connective tissue. So feeling a deepening sensation within the lobes of your lung, in the thoracic cavity. So widening through the back of the heart. And exploring deeper within the pelvic cavity, in the gut. The breath comes in waves. Perhaps you feel a deep sigh of breath coming. And allow for that sensation. Breath working its way perhaps towards the armpits, into the armpits, the edge of the collarbones. Expanding muscles in the back. And letting go of the try of forcing breath. You become more in tune to the subtleness of movement. Perhaps reflecting on the jellyfish-like pulses of movement. Does it feel inside? You could picture your bones floating inside the soft skeleton that holds us, this netting, this webbing. Knowing where breath flows, blood flows, where blood flows, fascia moves. Really a sense of irrigation. And these last few breaths, letting go of trying, smoothing out and then bringing your palms together, thumbs right at the sternum. Bow the chin down towards your chest. And now sending this awareness of breath to the shoulders, the deltoids, where the deltoids meet the shoulders. Bringing in space. So first you might start again at the very subdermal level, right underneath the skin, sliding, and then diving down a little deeper. And then widening the layers of movement, widening breath, lengthening across the upper back. Through latissimus dorsi, bringing space through the shoulder blades, lengthening, expanding through the trapezius muscles, running across the shoulder blades, through the upper back, mid-back. Irrigating the deep connective tissue. Feel, how is the movement? Do you notice? These are deep places of holding. Releasing the jaw, softening muscles in the forehead, smoothing out skin behind the eyebrows. Breath flows, blood flows, fascia moves. And then gently floating the head back up to center. Lower your palms. Take one more natural breath in and out. And flutter the eyes open. Extend your legs. Take a blanket or your beach towel. Bring it to a rectangular shape And then you're going to roll it or fold it so that you have about a 3 to 5 inch diameter. It's a nice bolster, and place it about a third of the way down from the top of your mat or the surface you're on. Lie back down on your mat or your surface, and that bolster, your blanket, is going to be placed right underneath your armpits so that your shoulders will be on the floor, not your blanket. The legs will be straight, and release your arms above your head. So if that's uncomfortable for your shoulders, your arms can come out to the side right above your blanket. But either way, your shoulders will be released on the floor. Again, they are not on your prop. The blanket should help open up the chest center, opening your heart to the sky above. We're replicating the fish posture, and now let the legs settle, let your eyes close, and sink back into the blanket, into your support. Eyes melting back into your head. On the inhalation, you feel the breath sliding under the skin, into the deeper tissue. Feel the expanse in the thoracic cavity, deep into the lungs, towards the armpit, towards the outer edge of your collarbone. And on the exhale, allow the release to the supports beneath you. You could imagine the nadis, the meridians, these channels that run through the body, like a big banana leaf that lays wide and flat. And as you inhale, it's like the main channel of the banana leaf. And as you exhale, you're filtering out the tendrils wide of the leaf. You could imagine breathing up the central axis of your body, and on the exhale, spreading out wide as if your bronchioles were tendrils, and even wide out through the inseams of your arms and out through the fingertips, spreading wide and expanding, flutter out, melting into the support beneath you. Encouraging this free flow, blood, lymph, circulation. Take 2 more breaths. Very gently, drape your left arm across your chest, roll to the right, just enough so you could slide that prop out from underneath you, and then roll onto your back again. And take a moment, your arms by your side, absorbing the sensations. Perhaps a sense of levity brought into the center of your chest. You're able to open up or relieve any feelings of tightness. And now roll to your right side and look around your space for a block. If you do not have a block this morning, take that blanket we were just using and roll it again. You might want to mush it up as much as you can so it resembles a block. So if you have a blanket, it's not going to be as intense of a stimulation the next series we're doing, but you'll still get some of the pressure. So I will show with both, but I'm going to start with the block. Coming onto your right hip, the block will be on its long, skinny side. You're going to place the block halfway or midway underneath your right armpit and support your head with your right hand. Knees are bent. So obviously, if you don't have a block, you will be placing your rolled up blanket nice and tight where my block is. The left hand is right by your face, and you're leaning a bit into your left hand. Not all the weight, just a little bit of a guide. We're going to start here. Allow your right side body to sink, allowing for the stimulation in the soft tissue of your armpit, your right armpit. In this series, we'll be working the clavipectoral fascia, which is a landmark for acupressure points lung 1 and lung 2. Those points relieve respiratory congestion, but also tension that comes when the shoulders lurch forward, when we have a ventral pull in the chest. Another common problem, hunching the shoulders forward. The more you can just release into the prop, into the floor, easing. And to go a little deeper now, release your right forearm and palm down to the mat. And you're going to lean your face towards your hands, towards the mat, as if you're going to face plant. And when you lean forward, your pectoral muscles are going to be massaged even more by the prop. I'm hoping you can feel that. You can look up at me if you're a little confused. So I'm just leaning forward, and you're going to feel some good stimulation in this area. You can trace it right from the edge of your shoulder, the edge of the clavicle to right above the breastbone. You might feel some warming sensation or some tingling sensation. Let the head hang. Use the strength of your left palm to lift you. Slide the block away and then lower yourself onto the mat. Just make a pillow. And you can come onto your belly, resting your forehead on your hands. Take a moment to notice what you feel. So perhaps there's some flushing sensation, again, warming, tingling. And take another breath. Roll onto your left side, and we'll begin the series there. Your knees are bent, and you're going to place that block in the middle of your left armpit. Bend your left elbow and prop your head, and place your right hand right by your face. So lean a little towards the right palm. This way you can allow for the sinking, the lengthening in the left side body. So you're giving the block a little more trust. Thinking about the layers of movement. We're not just statically immobile here. The breath, perhaps lengthening, narrowing. How does the movement feel for you? Remember when we started thinking of the breath coming in waves, maybe there's a sigh or time for a pause. And now slowly lowering the left forearm and palm, lean forward as if you're going to face plant. Your head's dropping down, and we feel the block or your props stimulating the pectoral muscles. How is fascia moving here? What do you sense? Is there a rotation that comes with the lean forward? One more deep breath in and a smooth breath out. Use the strength of your left hand to press into the floor, and then the right palm can follow. Slide the block away. Lower yourself down onto the mat, onto your belly. Make a pillow with your hands and notice what you feel. Perhaps any tingling sensations or warming or a rush of circulation. It's quite an interesting feeling after that stimulation. And perhaps any differences between the sides. Very gently now, slide your right arm to a T formation directly out from the shoulder, and your left palm slides down by your face. And turn your head to look to the left, and with the gentle guidance of your left hand, begin rolling onto your right side and bend the knees. So the knees are gently tucking in toward your nose, and the nose is gently bowing down towards the knees. Start here in this variation and see how the shoulder feels. As we use the floor for some gentle guidance through the fascia, the shoulder, the back, the chest, even in the neck. And if it speaks to you, you can then take the legs long towards the end of your mat or the space by your feet. And if you'd like, you could bend your left knee and step your left foot behind your right leg with your left knee at the ceiling, or step your left foot in front of the right leg with your left knee at the ceiling. So there's not one variation that's better than the other. It's which variation is right for your body. How your body is moving. Take 2 more breaths. If the left leg is bent, slowly lower it down to meet the right. And then unroll yourself back down to the mat. And we'll take a moment lying flat on the belly. Relax your arms. If you'd like, make a pillow again. Breathing in and out. And now bring your left arm out to a T formation. And sliding your right palm out by your side. By your face. And let your right palm gently help you roll to your left side. Bring your knees towards your face, your nose, and gently tuck your nose towards your knees. So it looks like you're in a fetal position. And start there. Noticing how that feels for your body. We're just taking that gentle dive in. Kind of use that analogy in your yin practice that we did with the breath, taking the gentle dive into the subdermal fascia first, and then going deeper down to the deep tissue. So we're just staying in this first variation to see if it works for you, and then deeper sensation, take the legs straight. Another breath there, and then deeper sensation. You can bend your right knee and step that right foot behind the outstretched left leg with the knee at the ceiling, or step it in front of the outstretched left leg. And following breath, breath flows, blood flows, fascia moves. And even when you found the space that works for you, you're still following the process of movement. It's always changing, widening, lengthening, narrowing, compressing, rotating. The layers of the movement. What is happening now? Take a last breath in and out. If the leg is bent, lower down to meet the other, and then unwind yourself back down onto the mat. Come onto your belly, make a pillow with the hands, rest, absorb. You feel balancing out between sides, or how unbalanced they still feel, and taking it all in. One more breath here. Slide your palms underneath the shoulders. Press up to tabletop. Inhale, On the exhale, push into the high arch of the cat. And on the inhale, a long spine, as if your tailbone were lengthening towards the space behind you, the crown of the head towards the space in front. Exhale, cat. Inhale, long spine. One more time. Exhale, cat. Inhale, long spine. And now look for your blanket. We're going to make that same roll we started class with, so long rectangle first. Perhaps rolling over in thirds. Just a tight little cylindrical tubular shape. And when you lower it down on your mat, you're going to lay on top of it so that it's right below your belly button, right below your navel. Legs will be wide towards the corner of your mat. If you're not on a mat, wider than your hips. Lower down, make a pillow for the hands again. Let's just get used to this new position. The blanket is basically on the digestive organs. It's creating space between the navel and the pubis bone. And if you could flip that onto the back body, there's space between the sacrum and the tailbone. On your next inhale, come onto the forearms, elbows and palms for Sphinx. If that blanket or your prop is giving too much pressure onto the lower spine, go ahead and slide the elbows way in front of your shoulders, and if it's still too much, just remove the prop. On the inhale, sense your belly button, your navel lengthening forward, lengthening towards the fingertips. And on the exhale, the lower spine grounding towards the mat. We're widening this space that the bolster is creating. Deep tissue within the belly and the lower back. Allow the elbows and forearms to prop you up so the spine can just hang and the shoulders can relax. Relax your chin, relax your head. You could bring the hands together in prayer and rest your forehead on your hands, or you could use a block to rest your forehead. So let the inhalation slide against the skin that's being supported by this bolster, expanding, letting the navel reach forward, expand towards the front of your mat or towards your fingers and your face. And the exhale, the root of the body releasing downward. Staying right here, if you'd like, you can come to seal, bringing your palms towards the outer edges of your mat or wider than your shoulders. Arms straighten. Try not to lock the elbows. There's still that sinking towards the bolster and the opening we're creating with the bolster. Allow for ease. Allow for this flow. Breath, blood, lymph, nerve. If you're still in seal, come back down to Sphinx. Take one last breath. And you begin lowering all the way down. Just lean one hip up so you can slide that blanket underneath and then lower all the way down again for rest. If you'd like, you can bend the knees and gently windshield wiper the feet from side to side. We'll meet up with legs long, resting, taking another breath. Slide your palms out from underneath you. They're underneath the shoulders once again, and pressing into the floor. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Take a deep breath in, and on exhale, high arch of the cat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, high arch of the cat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, high arch of the cat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, high arch of the cat, and you're going to sit back for child's pose. Bend the elbows and rest your forearms and palms on the mat. Relax the head. If you'd like, you could take that rolled up blanket that's nearby and place it underneath the buttocks, resting on top of your calves. That's one option, or you could slide it out and bring it underneath your forearms. That's another option, or your forehead, or both. Wherever you are, you want to completely release into this posture. Softening the face, jaws hanging. In practice, when a guide cues you where you can release, reflect on the jellyfish-like movements of fascia, and using the breath, how does it move? Where can it move? As it slides, breath slides within this netting. There's places that feel stuck or glommed. Allowing the breath, the oxygen to irrigate these places that may be calling for attention. Take one last breath here. Use the strength of your hands or your palms to walk back to the body, sitting up tall for a moment, and lean to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you, perhaps giving them a little shake out. Look around your space for your blanket, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of comfort to sit on. You can fold however you'd like, and come into an easy seat. Start with your right shin in front of your left. So that can be however it feels comfortable for you. You can prop your legs with blocks if you have it. It's really uncomfortable. You keep one leg out long. Just have the right leg in front. And sitting up tall, we're going to bring our hands behind us and interlace the fingers. If this is uncomfortable for you, just have your fingertips beside either hip. So interlacing the fingers, we're going to bring the palms over to the right hip. So right leg is in front, hands are beside right hip. Otherwise, you're just having your palms beside, your fingertips beside either hip. Lengthen out the crown of the head. And as you exhale, let the right ear melt to the right shoulder. Close the eyes. Relax. Start with ease. On the inhale, sliding the breath right underneath the skin of the scalp on the left side of your head, skin of the ear, left side, your lobe, down the side of your neck, down into the tip of the left shoulder, down into the upper arm, elbow, and then deeper breath, deeper into the face, cheek, mandible, to the jaw, into your teeth, deep into the throat, to the clavipectoral fascia that we worked on earlier. Deep within the upper arm and the deltoid and the bicep. How does fascia move? And you pay attention to the breath flow. Gently float the head back up to center. Bring your palms right by the tailbone. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lengthen out the crown of your head. Exhale again. Now draw your palms over to the left side. Switch your legs. So you're going to bring your left shin in front, or however you're working your legs today. When you're ready, exhale your right ear over to the right shoulder. And we'll begin the journey on this side. Inhaling, sliding the breath under the skin, up the scalp, more focused on the right. I think I messed this up. Give me a moment. So I had left is in front, left is over here. But we want to bring the left ear to the left shoulder. I'm not sure I said that properly. I hope it makes sense to you at home. You're breathing into the skin on the right side of the scalp, into your face, the ear, your lobe, mandible, and your face, and the neck, shoulder, and the upper arm, the elbow. You dive deeper into breath. Notice the opening. Maybe you can dive deeper into the masseter muscles that hold the jaw to the skull, the muscles of the neck, deep tissue there. I'm taking it into the clavipectoral fascia earlier in class, deltoid, bicep, arm. Layers of movement. Gently float the head back to center. Bring your palms back to the tailbone, releasing them and placing them on your knees. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Take one more breath, inhaling through the central axis from your tailbone right out the crown of the head. Exhaling the breath from the crown of the head through the central axis right back down through the tailbone. Bring your fingertips beside your hips now. Stretch your legs out into a V, however that feels comfortable for you. Stay up on that padding. And then bring your fingertips in front. The legs are relaxed. Relax the knees, relax the feet. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge forward any amount. You could stay on the fingertips. Relax the head. Widen the space through the shoulder blades. Maybe reflect back near the beginning of class when we had our hands in prayer and we were just focusing on bringing breath, irrigating breath through the upper back and softening the tissue there. Then bring your awareness, the inseams of your legs from the big toe, the foot, through the inner ankles. And use the inhalation to slide through the superficial layer of fascia first, so right underneath the skin, the subderma, the lower legs, inside of your knees, in your thighs, the groin, just exploring there. And then you could take awareness deeper into the calves, deeper into the backs of the knees, deep into the hamstrings, deeper into the groins. Expanding, narrowing, widening with breath, lengthening with breath, compressing as you come forward. Perhaps the slightest rotation as you notice the knees roll back slightly towards the buttocks. When you pay attention to the movement of this netting, it's so subtle how the body can shift as we hold. It's really not a hold, in fact, right? Everything is slightly moving. It could be larger movements, but there's so many micro movements with the breath. Take 2 more breaths. And slowly begin walking your palms back towards the body, and you're sitting up tall. Use your right palm underneath the right knee to help you bend the knee, stepping your foot on the floor. Same with the left knee. And you may need to scoot your bottom off of the blanket. I'm just going to turn to the side. Lower down onto your forearms and palms. And we're gently going to windshield wiper again. This time we're on our back. Let the elbows and forearms hold you up. The spine is hanging. Fluid movement. A couple more. Coming back to neutral, lower yourself all the way down. If you'd like, and that blanket's nearby, you could support your neck and head, but make sure you can tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. The arms can rest heavy on the floor. And then heel toe your feet together, knees together. And the arms are resting out to the side. Lengthen out the back side of the head. Inhale. And on the exhale, dip the knees over to the right. And if it works for you, release your head over to the left. If this is causing too much strain on the outside of your left hip, look for a prop you can place in between your knees. So that could mean taking this blanket off of your head, or perhaps looking for a block nearby or a second blanket. And on an inhale, gently guide the back of your right arm into the support beneath you. So back of the shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, and back of your hand. And then exhale, release. So whenever the inhale comes, the filling, the sliding into the skin, give a gentle press back of the right palm. Feel that widening through the upper back and the chest center, and exhale, release. Through the inhalation, we're pressing back, and the full exhale, full release. Let's try two more at your own pace. On your next inhalation, float the head and knees back to center. And heel toe your feet apart towards the edges of your mat. Let the knees sink in. And take a moment of constructive rest, letting the sacrum and the tailbone rest heavy, heavy towards the earth beneath you. Then heel toe the feet together again. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the knees to the left and the head to the right. At your own pace, on the inhalation, guide the back of the left arm, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, and back of the hand into the floor. And on the exhalation, relax. When the inhale comes the filling, gently guide back. And on the exhale, complete release. So try to use the full inhalation, the sliding against the skin. And the exhale, complete release. Take a few more breaths. You could really tune into the rotation of the fascia and the compression in this lying spinal twist. And where you might feel that the most. Take a last breath. On your next inhale, float the knees and head back up to center. Heel toe the feet apart again. The knees sink in towards each other. They may touch, they may not. Just allow them to sink in, coming back into constructive rest. Heavy in the chin, heavy in the sacrum, heavy in the tailbone. Rest your palms on your belly. Inhale about 60% and pause. Inhale a little more, pause, a little more, and then fully exhale. Inhale about 60%, 2/3 of the way, pause. Inhale a little more, pause, a little more, pause, and fully exhale. Think of this breath the way a jellyfish moves. Try to let go of any tightness or forcing. So inhale again, 2/3, 60%. Pause, a little more, pause, a little more, pause. Exhale completely. Take a natural breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale about 50%. Pause. Exhale a little more. Pause. A little more. Pause. Completely exhale. Take a full inhalation. Exhale 50%. Pause. A little more. Pause. A little more. Completely inhale. Exhale 50%. Pause. A little more. Pause. Fully exhale. Take a natural breath in and out. So try putting these two breaths together. If it becomes too much for you, just take a natural breath in and out in between rounds. Take a 2/3 breath in. Pause. Inhale again. Pause. Add on a little more. Exhale 50%. Pause. Exhale again. Pause. Exhale completely. Inhale 2/3. Pause. A little more. Pause. Exhale 50%. Pause. A little more. Pause and completely. Take a nice deep breath in and a full breath out. Heel toe your feet together. Draw your knees into your body. Hug. Gently rock from side to side. Step your feet on the mat and slide your legs long. Feel the deep tissue of the body sinking. So deep muscles in the calf. The hamstring sinking. deep within the shoulders, deep tissue sinking back. Jaws relax. Continue to feel the sinking of the soft skeleton within. And attune to this gentle pulsing rhythm of the breath. And there's nothing you need to do. Watch the process. Noticing how it flows, the rise, the fall, how each movement is unique. And taking this time to marvel in this body of yours, absorbing all the benefits from your practice. And I'll be silent as you do. Slowly bringing your awareness back into the space around you. Begin to wake up the physical body, perhaps taking a stretch in any direction that feels right for you. And when you're ready, step your feet on the mat or the support beneath you and roll onto one side. Take a moment in the fetal position, bringing your knees a little closer to your nose a little closer to your knees. And then utilizing the strength of your top hand to press you back up into a comfortable seated posture. So we may end class together. Find your tall seat, lengthening out the back side of your head, shoulders relaxed. Bring your palms out to the side, they face up, and take a nice sun breath, inhaling. Palms come together and bring them down to the sternum again. So with that little chin bow again towards the upper chest, perhaps noticing if you are able to unstick any sensations you started class with. I know what my upper back and neck feel like. I'm not even aware of it sometimes. And then when I bow my chin, I certainly feel it. So perhaps notice any differences there. Ending our class in gratitude, reflecting 2 to 3 things to yourself you're very thankful you have in your life. And I'd like to add on my thanks to you for sharing your practice with me, because I'm the better for it. It gives me radiant health. And I'm wishing you and all beings peace, happiness, and light. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and days to come. And I hope to see you soon.